Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MakeCode Arcade Advanced stream. I'm Richard. Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Joey at J Wondrill on the MakeCode forum.
And today we're going to be working on our egg game that we started on Friday. So originally I said we were going to do this on Friday, but then this morning I realized, oh, wait, this Friday is the Minigame Jam stream. So we're obviously going to be playing the Minigame Jam games on Friday. So instead, we're going to be doing it today and hopefully trying to finish it up. So for those who weren't with us, we started out wanting to be making like a game show game and ended up making this like little match game where we're going to have 3 eggs. One of them is going to have the thing on it, and then they're going to all shuffle around like the hats at a baseball game that show up on the Jumbotron. And you need to keep track of the one that has the thing in it. And yeah, that's the basic idea. So I don't know if we're going to 100% finish this today. We might also work on this on Wednesday, but let's get started with that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, though, go ahead.
Were you going to do the thing where they all get up onto the exact same position and then they swap around afterwards so that everybody
we're going to be fair. We're going to try and make it as hard as we can, but we're not going to, actually cheat.
Okay. What if they like go over each other for a second while they're swapping positions, and then you like see them go over, but then they swap back and they go back and they like reverse directions, just so like if you're paying really close attention, there's just a moment to see that it's swapped.
Again, the goal is to make this doable.
Okay.
So we're not going to do that, but all right, so what we've done so far is we've been working on this egg hatch animation. So you can see it kind of like crack, 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 crack. There you go. And so that's how we're going to like reveal the thing at the end. But for now, though, let's start like actually working on the swapping stuff. So we want to. Oh, also, I remembered something over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We've made this game before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought we talked about having partially made the game before.
No, we have straight up made this game with Yoshi eggs that had things in it that swapped around before.
Okay, well, that's good. Then this will be a good innovation.
Yeah. Which was something I completely forgot about and just remembered over the weekend, and I was like, "Oh right, we did do that." I don't have the link for that. I wonder if we can find it real quick. Stream swap egg swapper. There it is.
Okay. Yeah.
All
but
right.
that's completely different. That has 6 eggs.
It does have 6 eggs. We're gonna take this frog guy though. Oh my god, that guy's great.
That is a good frog.
It looks like we have a bunch of little critters. I just want the frog though. This looks like. Let's see who's on this stream. This looks like a Vivian frog, right? Yeah. Okay, Popsicle. I think I probably drew that. Butterfly. Shannon does like moths. Well, anyway, we're gonna take this dude because he's amazing. All right. So we want to have these swapped, and we're going to do something a little bit more advanced than we did last time. So last time we literally just had them like swapping like this, where they're just constantly just choosing one other egg and then they move to the same position. Mm-hmm. We want to do something a little bit more interesting where they're all moving constantly, basically. I mean, we might have some single swaps, but I don't want them to be just like, moving. I want them to be like a beautiful choreographed dance.
Mm-hmm. They gotta trick me up.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, we'll save this guy. Maybe what we're trying to find is the one that has this dude in it. Mm-hmm. And oh, what a prize it is to find a frog and an egg. All right.
And then he pulls out a top hat and starts dancing and singing.
Yeah, obviously. And he goes, "That's the WB." Just kidding. He goes, "Hello, my darling. Hello, my darling."
Oh, hey, Biolingus.
Again, I think I'm just referencing cartoons that no one has seen except me.
I mean, I've seen that one.
Okay, all right. I'm just used to making a lot of TV references that nobody gets except for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's my cross to bear.
Ooh, what a cross.
Yeah. All right, so we're doing 3. And let's go ahead and name this eggs. Toss that. And we want to, we're going to toss this too. Let's start by just putting them in their initial position. And we'll collapse this hatch because we're not messing with that right now. So we're going to do a loop. We're going to do a for index loop. And we'll go to the length of the array, -1.
Mm-hmm.
This is extremely random. But do you know what my #1 pet peeve is in movies?
Is it?
It literally has nothing to do with what we've been doing so far.
Oh, I was trying to think of something related to pets. Is it? No, I can't think of anything like the close. I think Pet Cemetery is the only thing that's coming up in my head just because it has pets in it. It's just like a completely random one.
No, my #1 complaint, and I'm sorry for laying this curse on all of you, because you're going to be looking for it forever now. Mm-hmm. I don't remember when I first noticed this, but I have cursed a few people with it since then. Whenever anyone is handed a cup of coffee, like a paper cup of coffee in a TV show or movie, look at how they carry it around, because they carry it like it is the lightest thing in the world, because it is an empty paper cup full of coffee. They don't move like it's full of liquid and thus weighed down. And so every single time I see a paper cup of coffee in a movie or TV show, they just grab it and they're just moving it like the wind. And it's like, ugh. Then they take fake sips out of it. And I'm like, God, put some water in there. Come on. Respect the craft.
You should put some boiling water in there so that you have to like cup it a little bit and then like take a hand off every couple seconds.
Well, okay, maybe not that, but all right. So we're going to do 20 plus, let's see, if we take away 20 on each side, that leaves us with 120 for our remaining things. So we want to do index times 40. Da-da-da. Okay, wait. No, that was wrong.
Wrong.
I think this should be 40 plus index times 40. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to analyze what I did there. There we go. We got our 3 eggs in position. So, like I said, we want to make these guys move around. So we're going to be using the movement animations to do this. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to make a bunch of functions which are different types of swaps. So let's start with the easiest kind, which is just swapping 2 eggs. All right. So let's go ahead and do swap eggs. And we're going to, you know, we're not even going to pass in numbers because we're always just going to choose 2 random ones. So, so we're going to go ahead and make this one the egg index 1. Put this right here. We're going to make another variable, which is going to be egg index 2. We want to choose 2 eggs, so we're going to get 2 random numbers here. Hi, random user. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start by picking a random index for our first one. So for egg index 1, we're going to pick a random from 0 to the length of array -1. Remember, pick random is inclusive, so you need to do the -1 when you're doing the length of the array. And then over here, we're going to do because we have 3, we can just do a 50% chance where we either add 1 modulo 3 or subtract 1 modulo 3, you know?
Well, you have to do the
Yeah, no, I know.
yeah.
So we're going to do egg index plus 1 and then do modulo the remainder divided by the length of the array. So this will make it wrap around. And then in the other chance, we want to set egg index to -1, but you can't do -1 with modulo because modulo in JavaScript, which is what we're based on, goes negative if you do a negative number. So what you want to do instead is add the total number, so the length of the array, -1. And that is the same as subtracting 1. I'll let you work out that is the case, but it is. All right. So there we go. We have 2 indexes of eggs we want to swap. So I think what we want to do is we want to have these move to each other, but I don't want to make them cross like they are here. So right now they're just like going into each other, I want to make like 1 go up and then like 1 go down, and then kind of just arc over to the other position. So we're going to go ahead and do an animate here. And we're going to grab our, I can just randomly just says, yeah, an arc would look more realistic. It would look like these eggs are actually dancing.
Yeah. Maybe we should have make it so that the frog is actually just juggling the eggs in reality. Can we animate that? Do you have the budget for that?
Let me check with the accountants. The accountant on this project, of course, is Breakfast the Kitten. Breakfast, do we have budget for this? No, we don't.
I didn't hear no. I feel like I might be being lied to.
He was speaking with his eyes. All right.
Oh, okay. Messed up, but okay.
All right. So Q takes in 4 arguments. All right. Q, by the way, stands for quadratic, and we're doing lowercase q, which is relevant. If you want to learn more about how to use SVG paths to animate things, I did a deep dive forum post on this at one point, so you can go look that up. But basically, the arguments are the first 2 numbers are a control point, and the second 2 numbers are the destination. So we're going to be putting in a bunch of pluses here because we have to put spaces between all of these numbers. But let's go ahead and put in our destination first because we know what the destination is. It's the location of the other egg. So actually, you know what? We should maybe do uppercase Q here. Probably going to make our lives easier. So normally we do lowercase q, which is relative. But uppercase Q is like absolute. But we know the exact position we're going to this time. So let's see. Boenga says, I saw the tutorial a couple of days ago on the forums. Really cool feature, but I don't think I will understand it in a year. LOL. Yeah, SVG paths, they're kind of, you have to wrap your head around them to use them effectively. I think maybe I should do an extension at some point of like a bunch of other useful things, which I don't know. I'd have to think about what I would make that extension be. But
yeah, I was just now thinking that we could just make a SVG path like a block combine block with a drop down for all of the different types, like Q, 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 and then combine them. So you can just have like an array of those to generate your path.
I did make an extension that was like for constructing them.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I ever put it in a repo, but I think it's in the thread for that forum post.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, we're going to grab the egg and then get the egg index 1. So put this in right here. And then we are going to, for our other egg, get the x and y, which is where we want this guy to move to. So do egg index 2. Go ahead and grab the x, put it in here, stick the x right there, stick the y right there. All right, so all we have left to do is to fill in this control point. So like I said, we want one, basically to describe what the control point is imagine a quadratic. Here, let's draw this actually. So you have a start point, which I'm going to mark as here. And you have an end point, which I'm going to mark as here. So normally, if you were moving between these two things, you would be doing it as a line, right? So you're just moving from one location to the other. But we have this control point. And what this control point does is, let's say we put our control point to be up here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just mark this one in pink, like that. Then what it does is it basically bends the line based off of the angle from this point to the control point and this point to the control point. So if I were to draw those angles real quick, we would have like this and this. And the resulting curve that we're going to get is going to basically start at this angle and then, oh, whoops, I don't want the line tool anymore. This is going to look really bad right now because I'm just going to freehand draw this curve. I'll do it in purple. So it goes starting in that angle and then arcing to the other angle when it gets to the destination. All right. So you can kind of see how by moving this, you can kind of control the shape of your curve. So if you put it right in the middle, you're basically getting like a parabola, kind of like a, weird thing. But you can also, not have this be straight in the middle. So if we do another example real quick, let's go ahead and put our start and end right here. And we're going to put our control point here this time. Then our two lines look like this instead. And our curve is going to end up being squashed to this side. So let's draw that. It's going to look like this, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by moving this control point, you can kind of control the shape of your curve. Now, there's another type of curve you can do with things called Bezier curves, which are even more flexible than quadratic curves. And they have two control points. And I'm not going to mess with those because those are complicated, and we don't need them for this. Quadratic is nice and easy. You only have to give one control point. And so if we want to have a nice like parabolic arc, we basically want to make it so that we just do halfway between the two. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just do a little bit of math. We're going to grab a minus, and we're going to do the destination x minus our start x. So this is going to be our egg1x, egg2x minus egg1x. And then we're just going to take the average. So we're just going to divide it by 2. Like that. That'll be our x argument. And then we want one of these to go up and one of these to go down. So in here, we're just going to put a number, which is going to indicate if we are going up or going down, right? So actually, I didn't need to break this up, but I didn't think that far ahead, I guess. So we'll make this one go up. So we want to put a negative number here. And I don't know what a good value is for this, so I'm just going to put negative 34. That is just a completely arbitrary number. All right.
Wait, this was capital Q.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right.
So it'll be like,
yeah, we actually don't want
something.
this. Yeah, because this is a capital Q, it's not relative. I'm so used to doing it relative. So actually, we just want to put in like a number up here, like a y value up here. So let's put in 10. It's not actually going to go up to this y value. Like you saw in my diagram, it never actually reaches that y value. So you want to shoot a little bit higher than what you actually want. All right. So we're going to do the same thing over here, but we're going to do the y point to be 110 instead. So we're going 10 from the bottom instead of 10 from the top. And we're going to just swap these arguments. So we're going to change this to be 2, change this to be 1, change this to be 2, change this to be 1, change this to be 1. And yeah, there we go. So let's just go ahead and do an on A button pressed, and we'll just swap 2 eggs and, see what happens. So just call swap eggs. See what we get. Press A, and whoa, okay. We messed up that X value for sure.
Were they? Was it opposite ordered? Was it like YX?
Let's see. So this is X, Y, X, Y. That seems right, right?
Yeah, that does sound right.
Oh, this should be plus.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay, but we do need to make this like
slow.
20 milliseconds instead.
Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to like start out slower and then go faster, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we'll probably have is like some global
speed rate, yeah,
speed multiplier thing, right? And we'll like multiply. Wait, why did it get stuck? Oh, they're like drifting.
Because you started.
Oh, I get it. I started it while they were still moving.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and for each of these little movements, like I said, we're gonna have like a let's first cut it down to like the lowest we would actually like the slowest we would possibly want it to be. Let's see what half a second looks like. Maybe like a little bit slower than that. So like 750. Not because I think anyone can follow this with their eyes, but like I want it to really give the impression of starting slow and getting faster. So we want it to be, slower than it needs to be to start.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and do now that we have this basic swap X thing, let's like actually start the doing the shuffling, and then we'll come up with more shuffle patterns as we like go. Yeah. So we're going to do a loop. We're going to do a repeat X number of times. And in here, let's go ahead and make sure we also do a pause. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a variable here, which is going to be like animation time. Mm-hmm. So we'll just set this to be 750 for now. Go ahead and duplicate it into these two places. And then we're going to have a pause to make sure that we go here. And then just to make sure that we aren't like accumulating error, we're going to, oh wait, we can't do that because unless we save the position. I think we'll be okay. Let's run this a bunch of times and see if we end up being weird. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do repeat 40 times swap eggs. Watch what happens. I'm not counting, but it'll be done eventually. Mm-hmm. Should have done a lower number.
Ah.
And there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those look like they're all still in the same place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as the animation finishes, the being non-relative helps there too.
Yes.
It should be fine, but like you won't have any error or anything because it's just going to exactly the location.
Yeah, I don't remember how I implemented this when I re-implemented it, but that seems like something I would have thought of to actually lock it to the correct position at the end of the animation. Mm-hmm. All right. So cool. Okay. So let's just finish up with the main loop of this, and then we'll have some more fun. Random user says, I wonder if you could have some X swap by going around the edge of the screen, like in Pac-Man. That's interesting.
I guess, real quick, is your goal to keep it to 3 eggs, or are we adding more eggs too?
It's a good question. I want to code this in such a way that, we can add more if we want to, but we are going to have them all be horizontal in a line like this. So
yeah,
I don't know.
makes sense.
All right, random user, can you be a little more specific about what you mean by going around the edge like Pac-Man? I do like the idea of just having them go off, like wander around a little bit, like randomly wander, and then like snap back into position or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. I guess we'll need to think about it as doing like 3 swaps at once and stuff like that too. Just to
Yeah. I think so. So all we've done so far is the basic swap, which is just swapping 2 eggs. But I think we also want to have someone where we swap like 3 at a time, you know, where we have everybody move.
Yeah.
And like I'm thinking like we just have them all move off the grid and then just snap back into a position which may be the same position they were in, but maybe somewhere else, you know?
That makes sense. They all go off screen and then they come back in randomly.
No, stop trying to make it impossible.
But you can tell by the arc from which they go, because like they follow the arc at which they exited and re-entered.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Random
user says perhaps one egg on the right moves off to the right out of screen, and one on the left moves off to the left, and then they reappear on the opposite side. Yeah, see, that seems kind of evil because then you never know if it's.
We can constrain ourselves to Pac-Man logic here. Like we can make that a clear constraint, and then that would be less evil.
That's true. I do think it kind of like breaks the way you play these games is by trying to follow it with your eye.
Yeah.
Right. And this breaks that.
That's
you
true.
know.
But I mean, well, does it break it fully if it does like the full Pac-Man? So it's like the egg is drawn halfway off the screen on this side and halfway on the screen on this side. That's something we'd have to do. Annoying.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going slow, I don't think you'll have trouble tracking it. But if it's going fast, like you need to know that it's going to be teleporting in order to track it with your eye. You know.
Mm-hmm. So it would be like it would break it the first game, and then you might catch on. So that's
maybe. I'm not saying that we can't do it. We might still do it, but I am saying that it gives me a little bit of pause for that reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So before we get to all of our fancy swapping, we're just going to get like the basic logic done for this. So let's actually make this game a game. We're going to choose an index that has the thing in it. So we're going to go ahead and do I don't know. Should we just always make it like the center egg? I think makes sense.
Sure.
I was just thinking it would be really cool if we like procedurally generated the spots so that they were different on every egg. And then I was like, oh, wait, that breaks the game.
Well, we could make it so we procedurally generate the spots, but per game. And so we use that as the seed. And then you can like have a seed and we can keep that around so that all of the swaps afterwards.
What I'm saying is
fixed.
that all the eggs have to look the
same.
Yeah.
But I mean is that we procedurally generate it just because that's fun. And then all 3 eggs are the same. And you have a random one per time you play the game. But then you also have like an enter the seed mode where you can play that game again. Or you can send to your friend like, hey, I beat this level. Can you beat this level? Yeah,
you want us to do spin to spots.
I do want you to do spin the spots. Yes, that's exactly what was in my mind as I was thinking of it.
For those who don't know, Spinda was a Pokemon from Gen 3. And I think it was the first Pokemon ever that had this sort of thing going on. I think it must have been. But every Spinda was unique. Like they had a unique spot like pattern where the spots were placed on the Spinda. I think this is still true if Spindas are still in games. But
I thought that they stopped it with the 3D model, actually.
Did they really?
I thought they did.
But anyway, definitely in the Gen 3 games, if you got a Spinda, it was like a unique Spinda based off of its like ID or something. I don't remember. It's probably based off their EV values or something. Blanca says, aren't there over 1 million patterns counting shines? It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if they're just using like a 32-bit integer to store the state or something, that's, many millions of options. But I think then probably you're running into the pixel like limit or whatever. But all right. So we're going to start with a little animation that tells you to keep track of the center egg. So we're going to make an arrow, and it's just going to be pointing down, and we're going to make it like blink above the thing here. Blanket says, "Go gadget Google search." Is Inspector Gadget still on TV? Do children these days know about Inspector Gadget? Joey, did you watch Inspector Gadget growing up? Joey's frozen. We'll never know.
Sorry, the video, the streamer is cutting in and out from you.
Joey, the question was, did you watch Inspector Gadget growing up?
Okay. Oh, sometimes. Just a few. I think was there a movie? I think I might have just seen the movie.
There was a movie. I'm trying to remember who starred in that movie.
Yeah. I think Inspector Gadget started in that movie, to be honest. I did look it up while my internet was glitching. It uses the personality value, so it is the full 2 to the 32 minus 1.
Okay. But I wonder, like,
at the very least, Pokemon Go only has 9.
It does make me wonder, though, like, is there a limit based on how, like, the spots were generated to how many you could actually have, you know? Because I think it's just moving the spots around on a pixel grid. And I wonder if you would hit that limit before you hit the integer limit, you know?
It's probably got a similar. It's probably just a hashing issue. Yeah, so where multiple of them have to give the same.
Yeah,
value.
like I think that's what I'm saying. Like I'm wondering if multiple of them mapped to the exact same spin depth.
Yeah.
All right.
Should.
So we're gonna go ahead and say solution equals. And no, you know what? We'll just pick a random one. Like, I figure if we end up having like 4 eggs instead of 3, then we'll want it to be a random one because there's no middle one. So we'll just do a random one. And we're going to go ahead and set this to kind decoration. Doesn't actually matter. We're not actually using sprite kinds in this, so I don't know why I'm doing this. And we're going to go ahead and set its x to be the x of our solution egg. So let's go ahead and do eggs get value at solution. And we're going to set the bottom to be equal to the top of that egg minus. Oh, wait, I forgot to grab the property block. There we go. This here. Set the bottom to be the egg top minus 5. I don't know. And we're going to, so now if I hit play, there we go, our thing's in the right place. We're going to put in a repeat loop here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to toggle invisibility on and off for this thing. So we're going to set the sprite flag invisible on and then off. Visible on, pause for 100, off, pause for 100. Do that, you know, like 4 times. So beep, 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 that's too fast. Do half a second. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we're doing it before we place the eggs, so that's no good. Let's make sure we place our eggs first. There you go. See, that's the one you need to watch for. I'm going to move this pause up here so that we actually see the thing before we start blinking. And let's make it play a sound. So here, we'll just make a sound effect real quick. There we go. I like that. Okay, so
That's
make
pretty
this
perfect.
maybe a little bit faster. Like that.
Mhm.
And then we want to destroy it at the end. Great. Okay. Cool. Okay. So next we need to do the actual UI for choosing an egg at the end, right? So we're just going to draw a hand. One day, we're going to make that image pack thing we always promise, where it's just a bunch of cursors. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
So
you
we
could just we could use the mouse extension just so that we can use your actual mouse.
Good point, but there's no reason this can't run on hardware. So
No, that would just be the lazy way.
yeah. But one day we'll make it so that I never have to draw a bad hand again.
I don't think I have a single game release that uses any blocks in the sounds category. Sounds add a lot to the game, but they are also very kind of got to know what you're doing to make it feel good, I guess.
Oh my god, this thumb is so cursed.
Maybe after the beeping, you could have a pop-up like "Go" or "Start." I'm thinking of the ones in Mario Party games. Yeah, we should do that, and we should make it so the eggs start behind it already while that's still going.
Wait. Oh, you want the thing to stay on so you can't see the egg? Joey, stop trying to make it impossible. I'm not going to let you.
I mean, that would make it Mario Party like, I feel like, right? Where it's kind of impossible sometimes.
All right. Go. We're going to go ahead and set this cursor down here at the bottom. Change this to be 5 times so we can test this easier. And we're going to go ahead and do move with buttons on our cursor. And we're also going to do stay in screen on our cursor.
You could have a random event where all the colors get darker as if the lights go out for a few seconds to add to Joey's mischief. I think we could possibly do that, but not like all the way dark, just like halfway dark and then lighten up again, just like to throw you off. Right? Like
Maybe.
If you're actually paying attention, it wouldn't change anything, but it's like or oh wait, what if we do the spotlight like you have that you have the extensions for that, right? We could do a spotlight where it partially looks like it's going to obscure. Wait, did you or Unsigned Art, who had it? Like an extension where you could have multiple spotlights?
Oh, that was Felix Sue.
Felix did, okay.
Yeah.
That could be fun if we did a spotlight on each egg, right? It doesn't change anything. It just makes it fun to see it float around.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we now have this choosing egg variable set to true. We're going to go ahead and put in an if here. And we're going to say if we are choosing egg, then we're going to figure out which egg we're overlapping with. So we're going to do a 4 element of value. We're going to make all of these guys food.
Mm-hmm.
Eggs are food. Unless you're vegan.
I was going to say that's actually, didn't know you'd take a strong choice on that.
All right, and we want to figure out if we are overlapping it. So I think we can only can we overlap more than one at a time? Yes, we can. That's annoying. So we want to actually check the like tip of our finger to see which one we're overlapping.
Mhm.
So we're going to go ahead and say the position of this is equal to, looks like an x of 4, 3, or 4, and then like down 1. So 4, 1. So
Do user-made extensions work on hardware?
Yeah.
Anything that doesn't blow out the memory should, if it's user-made, pretty much.
Yep. Some might be a little slow. Ray casting, I know for a fact, works pretty well on hardware.
Yeah.
But
But
he spent a very long time optimizing it.
yeah, it's also possible to write code that works the other way, that works only on hardware and not in the simulator, and that's a lot easier to write, but a lot harder to test.
It's true. A lot
because
easier to write. I don't know. I mean, you still have to write C++.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier for somebody to write code that will work on hardware but not the browser than vice versa.
True.
Besides,
Okay. So we need to figure out if this point, which is left plus 4 and top plus 1, is overlapping with the egg. We're just going to do rectangle overlaps because I don't want to bother doing pixel perfect overlaps. So we're going to do the classic check if we are not overlapping and then not the result. So putting a not here, we're going to need some comparison blocks, and we're going to need some more ors. So put this in here, put this in here, put this in here. We're going to go ahead and put left right here and top right here, and then duplicate and do left right here, top right here.
Mhm.
Long block.
Nice. Let's see. Hey, astronomer, and except for browser-only ones like cursor, keyboard, and increased resolution. Well, cursor and keyboard are specifically not user extension. That's right. That's the part, is that users can't add their own actual browser JavaScript. And then increased resolution is just more of a little hack we put in actually for a different type of hardware, and it's not really as much of a supported feature, but we just have it because it was done.
Yeah, it's true. There is actually hardware that has different screen size that was put in there for.
Yeah.
But okay, so if left plus 4 is less than left, or if left plus 4 is greater than right, then we got it. And if top plus 1 is less than top, or top plus 1 is greater than bottom, then we do not overlap. But we have this all inside of a not, so that means we do overlap. So then right here, we're just going to go ahead and say if, oh, I guess we're going to do, we're going to call do hatch on this.
I may need to get some of that. If I remember right, the difference in the screen size was very small, like, or it might have been straight up double. I don't recall exactly, but it wasn't as significant.
Yeah, no. This was for the brain pad, actually, I think, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Which had a smaller screen that only had one color.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. So we're set choosing egg to false. And oh no, wait, the configurable screen size. We did that for
microcode. Yeah.
Yes.
But that was it like 8 different, like this 128 or something like that? It was something just not that huge.
So the screens that we actually support, most of them are in fact 128 pixels high. We just don't use the bottom 8 pixels. And the reason we don't is because 120 by 160 is like an actual standardized screen size, as opposed to 128 by 160. And if we ever wanted to blow it up, we knew that we were going to be able to get, 240 by 320, but we would never be able to find 256 by 320 because those don't exist. So,
what were they? Old Motorola screens that were used?
I don't know if it was Motorola, but it was old flip phones for sure. Yeah, old flip phone screens are what you see on most arcade hardware. All right, so anyway, we're setting choosing egg to false, and we're going to go ahead and call our hatch egg function on our guy here. So go ahead and pull this out. And let's do it. So we're going to watch these guys swap. So boop, 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 boop. It was this one. Now we press A and hatch, 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 hatch. Boop. Nothing's in there. Right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and actually make it like put the frog in if we are correct. So let's grab our guy. Get over here, Froggy. So we're going to go ahead and put in a check here to see if this is the right egg or not. So we need to find the index of this egg. So we're going to go ahead and grab the index of block.
Why a frog? Because we pulled up a forum game that we had made a while. Well, not a forum. A game we had made a long while ago that had a frog in it, and it was very good.
Yeah, we actually made this game before. You can see it right here. And I saw this frog thing drawn almost certainly by former stream team member Vivian. And I was like, oh, we're definitely going to reuse that frog. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm. What would a frog be doing in an egg? Just hanging out. I don't know.
Frogs do hatch from eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, not eggs that look like that, but
you know, like they like eggs. Yeah.
They're like jelly eggs, but they're still eggs. Okay, so we're gonna see if this equals solution, then we're gonna go ahead and put this guy behind our egg. So we're gonna go ahead and set this guy, which we're going to be temp sprite, x to be equal to our egg x. And I'm hoping he's not going to poke out from behind this egg. We'll see. All right. And we need to set its z to be like -1 so that it's behind the egg.
Are any frogs born into a fully developed one instead of a tadpole? I don't know. I mean, this one is.
Yeah, I mean, come on, stop it. Wait, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, this one. Boop, boop, boop.
Look, you're about to see it get hatched right now.
Crack, 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 crack. Frog.
See?
We need to make these go slightly farther apart so that our guy is more visible. Hatch egg right here. Okay, so we're going to go to our animation. That's our shake animation.
See astronomer.
That's a good one. Yeah, see astronomer. So we're gonna make this like let's just do 15 instead of 10. Give us plenty of room. All right. There we go. Get that frog. Look at him. I love them. All right. There we go. And, slap a game over win on there. I assume this hatch egg is blocking. But actually, we'll put a pause in here anyway. Belenga says, if you pick the wrong egg, the entire screen explodes. No.
I mean, it could. Like, you might as well.
Game over. Okay, so this hatch egg does not, in fact, pause. So let's see. Yeah, it does it all inside of a separately do. So this animation takes, let's see, 1 second, and then see, we pause for 600 milliseconds, like 5 times. And then we do like 500 more. So it's going to be like 3, 4, and 5 plus 2 is 7.
Mhm.
Try that again. Watch that egg. There it goes. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. Boop.
Oh, frog.
Great. Okay, we did it. All right. So there we go. We now have an actual game, and we can get into doing the fun stuff. So we're about out of time for today. So let's just write up our plans, and we can do this on Wednesday, and we'll finish this game. So we already have the basic swap in there, right? Let's put that inside.
How did you instantly collapse that all? Right.
Oh, right. If you right-click on the workspace, you can do collapse blocks. That'll collapse everything, which is nice. What a really nice thing to do if your code is kind of a mess is to do collapse blocks, format code. We call that doing a Darrell, and that just makes your code all nice and neat up there. All right. So we got our basic swap. We also want to do the wander and then snap. I'm going to put down Pac-Man edge crossing because we can at least give it a shot. Let's see. What else?
A zigzag?
Expand.
They go like up, down, up. I can't control my things like that. It's like the 2 eggs. Like up, down, up, down, up, down. Swap. Like
Oh, I see. So just doing the same swap but following a different path.
Yeah.
How about we just do random path swap? And we just have the both eggs like kind of move to random positions and then snap into place. You know?
That sounds good.
One thing we could also do is, and this is something that the hat thing that I'm keep referencing does, is switch to stack mode or like switch modes basically. So like horizontal line, vertical line, triangle.
Yeah.
And then we start doing swaps in that position, and then we go back, you know? And then also we want to do get faster over time, right?
Yeah.
All right. I think this is plenty for us to do on Wednesday. So tune in if you want to see the exciting conclusion of Egg Swapper 2, more swaps, more eggs, which is not actually the case. This is fewer eggs than the original Egg Swapper.
If anybody wishes to have some homework, you can come back and look up some magicians and see how they do this, and just
yeah.
If you come in with ideas on how to on patterns, that might be useful for us.
Yeah, go ahead and watch some. Go find a street tough who's playing 3-card Monty in an alleyway.
Yeah,
and lose some money. So basic reminders. So we have a mini game jam going on right now. I'll say this current mini game jam is like the easiest one to participate in. This is the sound one. So if you want to make music, you want to just make a little thing that makes interesting noises, just go for it. Submit a game. We'll have it on Friday.
In theory, it can be a single block that you submit. Sure.
Yep. And we're going to be playing all of those on Friday. So go ahead and try that out. And we have the big game jam, which is coming in October. So that's going to be starting next week. We are going to have the announcement up for that. And I still need to make the website for it, but I will be doing that sometime. The website won't be going live until we actually announce it, though. So, that's just a reminder for me and no one else. Anyway, I am Richard at Richard on the MakeCode Forum.
And I'm Joey at J1 Drill on the MakeCode Forum.
And we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.